my recommendation is Enter Ghosts by Isabella Hammad, who's a English Palestinian writer, young writer, and this book, I believe her second, is longlisted for the Women's Fiction Prize and has been much reviewed and feted in the last 6-9 months. And it's very pertinent to what's going on now in the Middle East. I think that it's a gripping story, and it gives you insights that are very worthwhile. It's the story of a young woman, Sonia, who has been living in London, brought up here by her father and her Dutch mother, and her Palestinian father, Dutch mother. And she's an actor, and having a bit of a dip in her career, a bit of difficulty, and decides to go back to Israel, where the rest of the family remains, and where she spent summers for many years, and stays with her high-achieving sister, and her sister is an academic and quite political, quite radical, and gradually our Sonia gets sort of swept into her sister's world, and particularly her connection and friendship with a similarly radical and political theatre director who is directing Hamlet in the West Bank, and persuades Sonia to, during her so-called holiday, to help out a bit and perhaps to act a little bit in it in the beginning initially. And but then Sonia is drawn into the cast and the play and everything that surrounds it, and against what her head tells her, she does become very involved and remains with the company. And partly the book tells the story of the production of Hamlet and what it means to do it in the West Bank, to make it relevant to the people there, and the terrible difficulties they have, particularly with the Israelis trying to thwart their success as it becomes more successful. And there's a lot about Hamlet in it, how it's directed, how it's as relevant to them today as any audience here. It's a lot about politics, Israel politics, and there's a personal story of a young woman at a crisis in her own life, particularly the different parts of the family. Very interestingly, there's a part that have stayed in Israel and become Israeli citizens, but there's another part, a very loved uncle and aunt who have moved to the West Bank, to Ramallah, and have quite strong feelings about those who are out, who aren't in the struggle, who are in Israel, and even more so about the part of the family which our protagonist is, who've moved to England. So there are a lot of threads here, and it's a good read, and I highly recommend it.